everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a traditional, classic, old-time favorite sweet potato pie. This recipe that I'll be doing today is it's just a classic because I've been baking it for over 40 years. 40 years or better, and it has never failed me yet. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to take you step by step as to what you need to do. First of all, you're going to need 3 large sweet potatoes. And according to what time of year you get your sweet potatoes, they're going to vary in the size and they're going to just vary in the taste. But I've been dealing with sweet potatoes so many years, I about know, how they're going to be and what they're going to take. What it's going to take and what it bakes up. But the first thing you're going to do with your sweet potatoes, because the sweet potatoes are cooked in the jacket. That's one thing I've never cut my sweet potatoes and then boil them. I always boil my sweet potatoes in the jacket that holds more flavor and stuff in it. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get these sweet potatoes washed up real good. I always take lukewarm water, get me a washcloth, and I just scrub and wash the potatoes real good. You're going to need a large pot or either a large stock pot to cook your potatoes in. Sweet potatoes are grown in the ground, in the dirt. So that's one thing you got to always make sure that before you put them on the cook, you need to wash them real good. There'll be a lot of dirt and mud on it. If you don't have a large stock pot, just make sure you get a pot large enough to hold your sweet potatoes and that you can cover it in enough water, and they can be covered in water. These 3 potatoes should make 2 nice pies, and sometimes according to what size it is, you'll have some extra left over. You can always make you another pie with it, or either you can store it in the freezer when you get ready for a sweet potato pie. Just take it out, throw it out, get you a pie crust, and you'll have a sweet potato pie. I'm going to fill my pot with water. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to show you how much water that I'm going to put in here. I'm going to completely cover the potatoes with the water and a little extra, because these potatoes going to need to boil about an hour and a half or maybe a little longer until it's nice tender. Taking a knife when you get ready to test them to see if they're done, a knife can just easily insert into the potato without any type of resistance. Okay, that's just about a half a pot of water. The potatoes is completely covered. I always put extra water because when I start them off the boil, I start them off high for it to come to the boil, and then I turn it down to Then I turn them down to like a medium high. Okay, like I said, the potatoes gonna take about an hour and a half to cook. So in the meantime, I'm gonna tell you what your ingredients you're gonna need when the potatoes get done to finish making your delicious classic sweet potato pie. Okay, the ingredients you're gonna need is 1 stick of butter. This is 2 cups of sugar, 3 large eggs. Got vanilla flavor, which you're gonna need 2 teaspoons of vanilla flavor, and you're gonna need a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now this is kind of powerful, so be careful with using it. 1/4 teaspoon normally is plenty, because you don't want to overpower your potatoes with your seasoning. And this is 3 tablespoons of self-rising flour. I always use self-rising flour in mine. Now if you use plain flour, that's your preference, go ahead, but this is what I use in my pies. And to this flour, I'm gonna add a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And okay, those are the ingredients you're gonna need. You're gonna also need 2 regular 9-inch pie crusts. These are 9 inches, not the deep dish. These are the regular traditional pie crusts. And you're gonna need a bowl to put your potatoes in. Potato mashers to mash them up. You're gonna mash them first, and then you're gonna need this strainer, colander, whatever you call it. Once your potatoes is finished cooking, you're gonna pour them over in this colander, let them drain, let the water drain off, and let them cool down. And I'm gonna show you how to get them out the jacket and how to mash them up and get them ready for the pies. And you're gonna also need I always use a cutting board to cut my potatoes to get them out the jacket. And you're gonna need your mixer. Okay, when the potatoes get done, I'll be back to show you how to mix them up and how to bake them up and finish off a delicious sweet potato pie. Okay everyone, I'm back and my potatoes are done, and I'm getting ready to take them out the jacket, get them over in the pan, and get them mashed up and finish the sweet potato pies. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is cut the end off. I cut up above the end. Don't worry about how much you may be losing. This is the way I take them out the jacket. Cut both of the ends off. Then I take my knife, and not real hard, just enough to loosen the potato part. Now I handle my potatoes a little warmer than if you never did it like this before. I've had them over there draining and cooling for only about 15 minutes. Then I just take that jacket. I make that slit down there just enough to get the jacket off. Now these potatoes are still real hot. I do mine like this because I melt my butter. See how nicely it come out the jacket? Because I melt my butter over my hot potatoes. I'm just putting that down the garbage disposal. Once again, that's a longer end there. Normally I cut a lot of that off because that's where a lot of your scrains will be at, in the end of your potatoes. So I just know from doing it so long by how much to cut off. Some people think you may be cutting off too much. You cut too close up there. But like I say, that's where a lot of your scrains will be there in the end. Just make a score and just peel the peel back, the skin back. Now these potatoes are really hot, but see, I'm used to handling them like that. But if you're not really used to handling hot potatoes like this, and see, the potatoes are good and done. I had been cooking them for an hour and 30 minutes. Now you can adjust that time. If you have smaller potatoes, they would probably need to cook less time. And if you have larger potatoes, might need to cook a little longer. All of that's going to vary according to the size of your potato. See, I'm putting that down the garbage disposal. Okay, this is my last potato. You know, we had 3 large potatoes. See about how much of that end I cut off? If it was a longer end on it, I probably would have cut more. But see, I'm going to be using my mixer, and that helped cut up and break up a lot of the screenings. Because sweet potatoes can be pretty screeny. Very simple. This way a lot of your flavor gonna still be in your sweet potatoes. When I first started making sweet potato pies, and if you have any little knots or screens or whatever on there, just take your knife and cut them off. I started making sweet potato pies when sweet potato was a lot sweeter, not as much water in it as it is now. Let's rinse my hands off. Clean up that mess later on. A lot of times when the potatoes don't feel as dense as they do now, when I take them out the jacket, I might just let them sit in the bowl for maybe about 10-15 minutes, according to what I got to do, and just see the any more water drain out of it. But usually when I put it in the colander and just let them sit there and drain for about anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, that's usually enough time. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to take my 1 stick of butter. Take my 1 stick of butter. And my butter is at room temperature. I always let my butter, and usually anytime I'm doing some baking, unless the recipe calls for it, I always like to let my ingredients like butter and eggs get at room temperature. That make it easier to mix and blend. Okay, that was my 1 stick of butter. And this way your potato mash is going to come in. Just take it and mash it all up in there together. That's the reason I like for my potatoes to be warm. If the potato's not warm, you will probably have to melt your butter. But I don't like to melt my butter because that's not the way my mama taught me to do. Because it's one thing you're going to notice that I do not put in my sweet potato pies. That most sweet potato pies, people do it. But my mama always taught me not to add milk to my sweet potato pies. Not sweet milk, or not even the evaporated milk. She said it always make for a better pie, not to add milk. But now if you have real dense potatoes where you may have to add some, you can, but I've been baking sweet potato pies for many, many years. And I can only remember one time that I added a little evaporated milk to it. And the reason that I did that, it was because my uncle had gave me some white sweet potatoes. And they was really dense and thick. And I was determined to make a sweet potato pie just to see how that worked. And so they was kind of thick, and I had to add just a little evaporated milk to it. And I think that was the first time I ever added milk to a sweet potato pie. Move that out the way. And I'm gonna add the eggs, but I always wait till I done added the rest of my stuff before I add the eggs, because by the time I put the sugar in there, it done got cooled down to, you know, room temperature. Let me show you how I normally add my nutmegs and my cinnamon to it. Okay, you know I told you that was a fourth of a teaspoon of nutmeg. It's strong, but if you like more and all that, you can adjust it. And if it's a little extra, no big deal. Okay, I'm back. I got my pie crust filled, and this is what it looked like. I put 3 cups in each pie crust. I put 3 cups of filling, and then I had this much filling left over. That wouldn't be enough for like a full pie. I'll tell you what I used to do long years ago, but it got kind of hard to fill. Hard to find. You ever see the little individual small pie crust? That's what I used to take my extra filling and make little small potato pies. Kids used to love it. But what I do with this is I'll probably just put it in a Ziploc freezer bag and put it in the freezer. It freezes well. All you got to do is take it out and throw it out and cook it. But I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with the extra filling right now. But okay, I got my oven on 400 degrees. I'm getting ready to put my pies in. Let me get them in. I always keep my oven set with that rack on the center. That's why I bake cakes and food and all. I never really moved it. I had it set perfect. I'm gonna push both of them all the way back to the back. And remember what I said. I'm gonna set my timer. I always use my timer because this is a step you don't need to forget. I'm a timer using person. If you ain't got a timer, go out and invest in one. $5 or $6, but they're just the greatest. I'm gonna set it at 10 minutes and let it bake. So you ever had a sweet potato pie or any kind of pie and the bottom of it seem like it's not baked well enough? This is what I'm doing now. I'm eliminating that. Now the bottom of my crust is gonna be it's gonna be baked. And I'll be back when the pie's finished. Okay, I'm back. The sweet potato pies are finished. I hope you enjoyed watching me prepare these pies as much as I enjoyed sharing them with you. So if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button to let you know when I'm uploading a new video. I plan on putting out more recipes for you. I enjoyed sharing this video with you. So leave me a comment. Do you like sweet potato pies? See you at the next video. Bye.